And welcome in. This is the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. Thank you for joining us as we are live and high above Mount Pleasant Tiger football field in the press box, getting ready for the Maury County Public School Game Day Show and Game of the Week, which will feature the Mount Pleasant Tigers as they host the Adamsville High School out of Adamsville, Tennessee. And if you don't know where that is, I didn't either until I just looked it up on Google Maps. And it is I think it's in McNairy. It's in McNairy County, which is Fpsrh territory. Walking Tall fame and legend back in the 60s and 70s, I guess, or 70s.
Yeah. Excuse me. That's a name that I'm not sure you really want to bring up right now.
I don't know. I don't know why. Tell us why.
Have you not heard the news?
No. What is
this? News broke about a month ago, and this was national news. McNairy County District Attorney, along with I think the TBI and others, have come out now and believe that it was actually Fpsrh who murdered and killed his wife.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow!
And that that
makes the ending of that movie quite different than what happened in real life.
Well, he said that if he was alive today, he'd be indicted for murder. So yeah, that definitely changes the movie.
Sure, and the ending. Yeah, I mean, are they going to come? Are they going to come out with a whole new movie now because of that?
I think they're going to have to, right?
Right.
Rewrite it.
Do you know the nickname of the Adamsville team? I don't know what they are.
They are the Cardinals.
The Adamsville Cardinals are going to be
like the Louisville Cardinals.
They are in the same region as Mount Pleasant High School. Mount Pleasant can go 3-0 in the region with a victory at home tonight. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Game day show starts at 5, directly following our show here, the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. So it's going to be a big night here in Mount Pleasant. If you haven't made plans for tonight, come on down to Mount Pleasant. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful night here in southern Maury County.
You know, something that really caught my eye about Adamsville was a couple of weeks ago when Mount Pleasant was about to play Decatur Riverside. I saw that they had beaten Decatur Riverside Adamsville like 49-0.
And you thought,
I thought, wow, they must be pretty good.
Either they're pretty good or Decatur County Riverside is really, really down this year. And
right. I think it's a little bit of both.
It's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And look, Mount Pleasant, and the word on the street is Mount Pleasant's got one of the best teams it's had in a long time. And they're showing it. And like I said, to win tonight and be up 3-0 in that region would be a big step to hosting a playoff game, right?
Absolutely.
And getting to where are they holding the state final?
It's in Chattanooga now.
Is it always in Chattanooga? Or do they go back? For now. Until another city outbids Chattanooga.
Correct.
And Fpsrh will go up there, wherever the money is.
Literally 100% correct.
Okay. Well, there you go. Fpsrh, NCAA. Here we go.
Them and money?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what it's all about, right? It's not about the fans. It's not about a central geographic location to where all of the state of Tennessee can get to and without having to travel a long distance. I mean, think about traveling from Memphis to Chattanooga as opposed to traveling from Memphis to Nashville or Memphis to somewhere else in the centralized part of the state. So
it's very simple. They ought to play in the Titans' new indoor stadium that taxpayers are paying a lot of money for. Okay, because number one, you don't have to worry about the weather in December. Or do what the state of Alabama does and rotate it amongst the 3 grand divisions at the 3 big universities in those 3 divisions. Memphis, Vanderbilt, Tennessee.
There you go. All right. 7 o'clock tonight is scheduled kickoff time for Mount Pleasant and Adamsville. And join us here on 101.7 FM, WKOM, as Seth Campbell and Caleb King.
Caleb's actually out tonight.
Okay.
Seth didn't tell me the name of who it was, but it was a friend of his.
All right. Well, we know for a fact it will be Seth Campbell. He does does a fantastic job on the call. So we look forward to hearing from him. And stay tuned. After the Front Porch Sports Radio, like I said, the Maury County Public School Game Day Show will begin at 5:05. We're going to run the news, and then will the news run, Clayton, and then game day? How will that happen? Do you know? Are you sure? Do you know how that'll happen? Just stay tuned.
Murphy's matchup will air at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And go till 5:30. Game day will start online at 5 o'clock.
Online at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. On 101.7, game day will start
at 5:30.
At 5:30.
Correct.
Okay. Well, we've got it all figured out now. So, what else is going? Let's see. Other Maury County local school games tonight. Now we know that Spring Hill was scheduled to play Dixon County tonight at Dixon County, but they are putting a new turf in at the Dixon County football field, so they were going to move to the other Dixon County high school, Creekwood, where the Red Hawks play. But Creekwood, unfortunately, has homecoming or senior night tonight.
Right.
And there's no way that they were moving off of their home field for that to make way for Dixon County High School and Spring Hill to play. So the whole game has been moved to 11 a.m. in the morning.
The Jefferson Pilot game of the week.
I guess it is. When I'm sitting there watching the football ticker, I told Coach Joshua Taylor Wednesday night, I said, when I'm sitting there watching the ticker, I guess I'm just going to look for Dixon County Spring Hill score running right there.
Or you'll be able to watch it on your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, So are we good? And we're streaming that game?
We are.
We are sending a crew down there to stream that game?
Dave Dunstan will be there.
Okay. Well, there you have it. And all right. Well, great. So you Spring Hill fans that don't want to get up at the crack of dawn and do the wakey, eggs and bakey thing and then go play football or watch football, just
put it on YouTube, on your TV.
Yeah, pick it up on YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah,
Front Porch Sports
X.
Network, and you can just put it right there on your phone, or you can broadcast it onto your smart TV, just like you're watching Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. What a good game it was last night for Thursday Night Football. And that was a good game.
Yeah, it really was.
I had Kyron Williams did okay for my fantasy league team, but he did fumble at the 1 yard line going in. And, that was a rookie that Alfred Collins from Texas that caused that fumble. We're going to talk about that.
Mac Jones looked like a warrior last night, man. He was literally puking his guts out coming off the field.
I mean, at the end, he got up and then somebody had pulled his pants down.
Yeah.
In the back, you could see his red drawers, and but he didn't care. You know what? That guy, you're right. He's a baller, man. He's a total warrior all the way.
Absolutely.
All right, Major League Baseball postseason field of teams, not field of dreams, but field of teams has been narrowed down to 8 as the New York Yankees advance to play the Toronto Blue Jays after blanking the Red Sox in the Bronx last night, 4-0. Behind a fantastic pitching performance by a rookie. Cam Schlittler is his name. Schlittler. And Cam Schlittler was born just outside Boston and raised in a
Red Sox family?
Oh, my God. The article I read, they said that there was Red Sox everywhere. He had all the jerseys. They just, would wait outside the clubhouse to get autographed. I mean, it's unbelievable. And last night he pitched against his most favorite team and most hated rival by the New York Yankees. And he had 12 strikeouts in a win. In Game 3, the deciding game, the 24-year-old rookie right-hander earned, let's see here. Let me get my notes straight. Okay. The division rival for the Boston Red Sox he held them for 8 scoreless innings, and then he was pulled from the game. The New York defense helped the rookie pitcher out when third baseman Ryan McMahon caught the second out of the 8th inning as he flipped into the Red Sox dugout and went head over heels catching a foul ball. Did you all happen to see that video?
I did not.
It was really something else. The Chicago Cubs will move on to face the Milwaukee Brewers, and that's really not a long trip from Chicago over to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as they beat the San Diego Padres yesterday in Wrigley Field 3-1 behind a home run by Michael Busch in the 8th, and then RBIs by former Vanderbilt player, superstar Dansby Swanson had an RBI, and Pete Crow Armstrong also had an RBI. The National League Division Series is a best-of-5 series, and all these, the ALDS and the NLDS, they all start tomorrow. So, Los Angeles Dodgers are playing the Phillies. It starts in Philadelphia in one of the National League Division Series. And the Dodgers, hold on, let me get this straight. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so you got Chicago Cubs going to Milwaukee. You've got the Dodgers going to Philadelphia in the National League Division Series. In the American League Division Series, Seattle and Detroit play in Seattle tomorrow, and then New York and Toronto play in Toronto tomorrow. So, you know, here we go. It's October. We've got pro football. We've got college football. We've got high school football. We've got hockey starting up. We've got the postseason baseball. I mean, you name it. Sports-wise, NBA is getting cranked up. It's going on in the month of October. And congratulations to the Nashville SC Soccer Club for winning the 110th Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup Finals. They are the champions. Tennessee's, now people have said this, and people have pushed back on it, but it is Tennessee's first professional championship ever, and it was won 2 nights ago in Austin, Texas, 2-1. So congratulations to Nashville SC. Now, college football this weekend. Lots of college football teams taking this weekend off. As we hit week 6, pretty much mid-season for college, regular season. Top 25 teams on a bye this week are Oregon, Ole Miss, Indiana, LSU, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Missouri, and Arizona State. However, there are a few top 25 teams in action on Saturday, but there are only 2 top 25 matchups. Saturday night at 6:30, number 3 Miami, the Hurricanes with Carson Beck under center. Used to play for Georgia, if you remember. They will be at number 18 Florida State, fresh off an upset victory or upset loss to the Virginia Cavaliers in Charlottesville last Friday night. Miami, the Hurricanes are favored by 4.5 with a 53 total. But hold on. Let's talk about first things first. Okay? 2:30 on Saturday. About 3 hours and 15 minutes down I-65, and then you hit Birmingham and you turn right down I-59 or Highway 2059 combo there. Take you right to Tuscaloosa, Alabama from Columbia, Tennessee in about 3 hours, 15 minutes. And that's where you're going to see Diego Pavia and the number 16 Vanderbilt Commodores undefeated for the second time in the last 80 years. Rolling into Tuscaloosa to play at Bryant-Denny Stadium against the number 10 Alabama Crimson Tide, who has a record of 3-1. They dropped their very first game of the season at Florida State in a convincing loss. Alabama, the line has moved up to 12.5 now. That line has jumped 2 points.
Man.
With an over-under of 55. I like the total. I think there's going to be some points scored in this ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Mobile quarterbacks tend to give Alabama fits for some reason. I don't know why that is, but they do. Diego Pavia, who has made buddies with Johnny Manziel, who Johnny Manziel has reportedly moved to Nashville, Tennessee. And we remember Johnny Manziel won the Heisman Trophy as quarterback for Texas A&M.
Have you seen who Game Day has picked as their guest picker?
I have not.
It's caused a lot of confusion and maybe a little frustration from Alabama fans. They've chosen Theo Vaughn.
Who is Theo Vaughn?
He's a podcaster, but he's the guy that they interviewed who was on the Vandy sideline during their game at South Carolina. He's the one that was supposed to get a date with Diego Pavia's mom.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Seems like he's a lot younger than her.
He's probably my age.
Okay.
And she's probably in her early 50s.
All
and
right.
so, but yeah, I mean, he and Johnny Manziel are probably close to the same age,
Okay. Well, and that's what's going on. And Manziel has gravitated to the Pavia camp and has said, I beat Alabama one time. You've already beat Alabama once. You can beat talking about Diego Pavia. You can beat Alabama twice. And
can we go to make believe land though for just a minute?
we weren't in it just then.
No, or we can go further.
Okay, all right.
If Vanderbilt was to make the playoffs, would that not be like one of the most unbelievable stories in the history of the SEC? Or maybe just
it would have to be.
Or maybe just in college athletics. Period. It would almost be like that 1899 team from Swanee that won like 6 games in 9 days or something.
If Vanderbilt makes the field of 12 at the end of the year for the college football playoffs, it would absolutely be the Cinderella story of all Cinderella stories.
Right.
And absolutely. Now, Pavia has come out and said, quote, if we play our game, it won't be close on Saturday. Is that a Captain Obvious type of statement? I don't think so. I think if we play our game, we have a chance to win. If we play our game, but if we play our game, it won't be close. In other words, if Vanderbilt is on point on Saturday, they are going to blow Alabama off the field on Bryant Denny's, on Nick Saban Field in Bryant Denny Stadium. Is that the way you read it? Is that bulletin board type stuff?
I mean, it's going to be used as bulletin board type stuff, but it really concerns me because, number one, he mentioned coming back to win a national championship before the season started. All right, so the guy's confident, and he believes it. And if he believes it, his teammates believe it. And that, my friend, if you're a Vanderbilt fan, is a good sign. And it's dangerous for whoever they play because this team believes. And until they get beat, they're going to continue to believe. They're going to believe it's their destiny to make the playoffs this year.
Well, the bettors don't believe it because the line has gone from 10.5 to 12.5, jumped up 2 points, and it takes a little bit of cash in Vegas to move a line 2 points after it's been sitting dormant at 10.5 points all week, and then yesterday it jumps up, or this morning it showed up on FanDuel as Alabama minus 12.5 with a 55 total. Like I said, I like the over. I think there's going to be some points scored. Vanderbilt's defense they have a good offense. They've been putting up a lot of points against some inferior teams, but they've also been letting some inferior teams put up some points against them. Utah State had 35 against Vanderbilt.
Right.
So I definitely think Alabama can put up – if Utah State can put up 35 against Vanderbilt, I think Alabama can put up 35 or more against Vanderbilt. And if it's going to be within 10 points, and let's say you take 35 and add 25 to it, that's 60 points. So I'm just saying I like the over in that game. I mean, it just makes sense to me.
And I guarantee you Alabama has heard nothing but this from Kalen DeBoer all week, which is, last year, fellas, we beat Georgia at home, and guess what happened the following week? Vanderbilt beat us for the first time in 40 years.
You know what?
So you better get over that win that we got in Athens and be ready to play against a team that believes.
You know what I would be doing? I'd be showing. I'd have a projector or video screen, big one, in the locker room every day this week, and I'd be showing the end of that ball game in Nashville and showing all those Vandy students walking those damn goalposts down the Broadway and dumping it in the Cumberland River, and everyone having just such a large time across the globe, across this planet, that Vanderbilt University, the Commodores, had anchored down in Nashville and beat the mighty Crimson Tide. Football world was going to be turned upside down on its head by that one upset victory by Vanderbilt. So that's what I would be running that over and over and over again until those players basically just would, I don't know, and the Alabama players would destroy the video or destroy the screen or do something drastic and say, we're not putting up with this anymore. Drill it in their head. That's what I would do, but I'm not a college football coach. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about some other college football matchups on the other side of this. Then we're going to talk a little NFL, and we're going to talk a little bit about Shedeur Sanders and what he's been up to in Cleveland. And we'll be right back.
Discover Prime and Pint in downtown Columbia, where great food meets great company. Join us for weekly specials. Tuesday is Texas Tuesday with a rotating menu that gives back to local causes. Wednesday is half off burgers and pints all day long. And on Thursday, don't miss our prime rib dinner carved fresh by our chef. Make your night memorable at Prime and Pint, 105 East 6th Street, Columbia. Prime and Pint Butchery and Public House.
The Way Realty is helping to empower buyers and sellers to accomplish their real estate goals. Currently, we have sellers offering buy-down rates to 4.875% fixed-rate financing on selected homes through approved lenders. If you want to buy or sell your home faster, let us show you the many services we offer to help you get the most out of your real estate transaction. Schedule your listing or showing appointment today by going to thewayrealty.com or calling us at 931-580-4669. And remember, Jesus Christ changes lives. I know because He changed mine.
Columbia, your Love's travel stop just got a whole lot better. We've modernized our space at 1624 Bear Creek Pike at exit 46 to bring you more of what you want with fuel discounts, additional food offerings, and everything you need to hit the road with ease. Come say hi at the remodeled Love's in Columbia. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your community. Safe travels.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
Is your internet slowing you down? It's time for an upgrade. Whether you're at home, working from your home office, or at your business, it's time to unleash the speed you need with speeds up to 1 gig at CPWS for as low as $70 a month. Give us a call, 931-375-7777. Local service, local support, CPWS.
At Umamua MD, Spring Hill's newest physician-led med spa, it's about restoring balance to your body, mind, and soul. From weight loss support, revitalizing IV therapies, to anti-aging, our services are designed to help you feel renewed, confident, and whole. At Umamua MD, consults with our medical director ensure safe and personalized results. Book today at umamd.com and step forward radiant, restored, and confident.
Stan McNabb Chevrolet, serving Columbia and the surrounding area since 1980. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is family-owned and does their best to make you feel like you're a part of the family. Commitment to customer service is the highest priority. Whatever your vehicle needs are, from sales to service, Stan McNabb is here to help. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is a dealership that cares about this community. Visit us online and get started today. Stan McNabb Chevrolet, where excellence and community converge.
And welcome back in. This is the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. We are coming to you live from the press box high above Mount Pleasant Tigers football field on the 50-yard line. We're directly on the 50, and I've got Slim D in the press box with me. I've got Clayton the Claw Harris. We were talking about college football this week, and there are only 2 top 25 matchups this weekend, and that would be Miami, Florida State, and Vanderbilt, Alabama. Vanderbilt, Alabama begins at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon from Tuscaloosa. And, it's going to be a battle. I think I'm trying to take a temperature, Clayton. I'm trying to think, if Alabama say Alabama wins by 21, I don't think it's going to be that big of a shock to anybody. Right. If Alabama wins by 10, I don't think that's going to be that big of a shock to anybody. Now, if Vanderbilt plays Alabama into overtime or wins, I think that's a little bit of a shock to everybody. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. It's kind of one of those games for Alabama. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't, as far as playing good football. And you really not – you're kind of – the line says 12.5 now. It's moved up. So you're kind of expected to win over the Commodores at 12.5. But the Commodores are undefeated. You've got a quarterback kind of running his mouth about what's going to go on down there. He's very confident, which is okay. He's backed it up. Diego Pavia is a good quarterback. A lot of universities wish they had him as their quarterback. Vanderbilt happens to have him, and so there's a lot of backstory. There's a lot of build up to this game tomorrow at 2:30 between number 16 Vanderbilt and 10 Alabama. And would you be shocked if Vanderbilt came out victorious?
If Nick Saban was the coach, yes, because if you remember, Johnny Manziel goes into Tuscaloosa.
Oh, I was there.
You were there.
I was there,
and put on just a unbelievable.
He ran right in front of us for that final score and victory and sewed up the victory.
And then what happened the following year out in College Station? Alabama destroyed his tail. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
If it was Nick Saban, I don't know. We're going to find out. I really think. And I think this is just me being an Alabama fan and trying to be optimistic. Going into the game against Georgia last week, all we heard about was Kalen DeBoer's 1-5 record on the road at Alabama against ranked teams. And, that's not a very good record. But they were different.
But we also heard about Alabama the last 10 games being 9-1 against Georgia.
That's true.
So there were those two forces pushing against each other. Something had to give, and Alabama didn't score a point in the second half.
That's right.
But they held on for the victory.
That was the most impressive thing.
And let me tell you something: if Alabama's offense fades away, if they break out to a big lead early, they're up by 17 at halftime. They're going to have to score more points in the second half to beat this Vanderbilt team, because Vanderbilt is. They've got the mobile quarterback. He can throw the ball. Clark Lee has a good offensive mindset for that team. They've been scoring a lot of points. And I think they can score some points on Alabama's defense, because I don't feel Alabama's defense is as nasty and tough and gritty as they were under Nick Saban back, a few years ago.
Although I do think they're better this year than they were last year.
I'll take that. I agree with that.
Just thinking about, how that game played out. Georgia Georgia, is a team that's been dominant over the past, decade.
They dominate everybody except for Alabama.
Everybody but Alabama, and
Oh, it makes them so mad. Have you seen some of the videos of some of the Georgia fans just watching the TV, watching the video of themselves watching a game or whatever the deal? I mean, it's brutal. So, this weekend, tonight, there are 5 college football games on the slate for tonight. 5. Charlotte at South Florida. South Florida's a 27-point favorite. That game begins at 6 p.m. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, are at Delaware. Delaware's a 2.5-point favorite. Delaware, this is like their first year in FBS, by the way. And they're a 2.5-point favorite over Western Kentucky. New Mexico is at San Jose State. San Jose State's 2.5-point favorite. West Virginia, does Rich Rod still have a job?
Yeah.
Well, West Virginia's getting 20.5 points from number 23 BYU tonight. That game starts at 9:30 tonight. Colorado State is at San Diego State. San Diego State's 6.5-point favorite, and that game begins at 9:30. So 5 on the slate. SEC for tomorrow. Kent State is at number 5 Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 45-point favorite.
Unbelievable.
Over Kent State. Without John Mateer, can they cut? I don't know if they can cover the 45. I don't know. Mississippi State is at number 6 A&M. A&M is a 16.5-point favorite. Number 9 Texas is at Florida. Texas is only a 5.5-point.
That number's dropped. Yeah.
5.5-point favorite over Florida in Gainesville. That game's at 2:30.
That's going to be my first lock of the year.
Florida. Texas.
Florida.
Oh, you like Texas? You like Florida?
I do like Florida to cover.
Wow.
I do.
Okay.
I really.
I don't know what would possess you to. I know you have not been on the Arch train all year. I'll give you that much credit. And yes, Arch is not giving fans that much to get on board with.
Right.
But. What has Florida done for you to say this is the lock of the year and they're going to show up and just play their hearts out? And
because both offenses are grossly
overrated
and terrible,
and both quarterbacks are overrated and terrible.
Both are grossly overrated and terrible.
Okay.
Florida's defense, I think, is just as good as Texas's defense. They just don't have an offense that helps them out. Florida hadn't had the opportunity to play Sam Houston State, so this game is in the swamp. And I think it's going to be a tough environment for Arch Manning, and we've seen how he has played in tough environments, and it's not been good.
Kentucky is at number 12 Georgia. Georgia's a 20.5-point favorite. That game kicks off at 11 o'clock in the morning. Number 16 Vanderbilt, of course, goes to Alabama, and Alabama is a 12.5-point favorite. That line is jumped.
I don't like that.
2 points with an over-under total of 55. I do like the over the total of 55. That game starts at 2:30. And these are SEC teams that have the weekend off again. Arkansas, Auburn, LSU, Mizzou, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and the Vols are all off this weekend. Ohio State is at Minnesota. Miami is at FSU. Penn State's at UCLA. And like I said, there are only 2 top 25 matchups in college football this weekend. Did you happen to see the interview that Shedeur Sanders did after practice earlier this week? When Stefanski, for the head coach for the Cleveland Browns, announced that Dylan Gabriel, rookie, will be starting in London against the Minnesota Vikings, 8:30 Sunday morning in London. Wakey, eggs and bakey, everybody. After that news, of course, the first thing the media did was they went straight to Shedeur Sanders' locker. Now, let me back up a little bit. Rex Ryan, who is an NFL analyst for ESPN.
Former Jets head coach.
Right. Now, when the news came out earlier in the week, they discussed it on Get Up or whatever it's called, the show that ESPN does in the morning.
Right.
Well, Rex Ryan was on there, and Rex Ryan said, quote, Shedeur Sanders needs to get his ass on the front row of whatever auditorium or whatever film studies they're doing. He needs to go down there and sit on the front row and get inside the game book, the playbook, whatever you want to call it, and get to work. And so after he said that afternoon, reporters went straight to Shedeur Sanders' locker after practice, and they asked him a question about how he felt about Dylan Gabriel being announced a starter and Joe Flacco being benched. And Shedeur Sanders sit there and moved his mouth but didn't say anything. Kind of like a mime, kind of like like read my lips, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything out loud.
He's just going to move his mouth like he's talking without saying anything.
That's right. That's what he was doing to the reporters. And, I guess he was kind of trying to make a point that I'm damned if I say something and I'm damned if I don't, depending on who listens to it, how they take it. And I think he was referring to what Rex Ryan had said earlier that day on ESPN. And in response to that, he was just going to kind of mime his lip response. And these reporters asked him a couple of more questions, and he did the same exact thing. And then when they came back, then this is the next day, they came back on ESPN. They showed the clip of Ryan. They showed the clip of Shedeur Sanders. And I don't know who it was. It was some ex-NFL player on the set of ESPN. He said, let me ask you something. If you're the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, if you're the ownership of the Cleveland Browns, is that the man you want leading your team doing that type of stuff in the locker room?
Yeah, I know. That's my thought. It's like you just sat there and you talked about the way he responded. How hard is it to say,
"Hey, I wish him the best"?
Hey, I'm here to back him up and do whatever's needed of me, and I'm going to be the best teammate possible. How hard is that to say?
Well, I'm going to add my opinion in there. It's not worth anything. It's just my opinion. And I'm going to tell you this. The Browns and the NFL don't owe Shedeur Sanders one damn thing.
Correct.
Unlike his starting job handed to him when his father was hired as head coach at the University of Colorado, and you're not going to tell me any different that hiring was all about getting Shedeur Sanders a starting job at a university and being the starting quarterback.
Division I university, correct.
Handed to you by your head coach daddy at the University of Colorado, that job. The NFL, the NFL is a little bit different. Wouldn't you say? The NFL is just a little bit different than playing football for the Buffaloes.
It's not the NBA
in Boulder,
either.
Colorado.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's not like the NBA either.
And with Deion Sanders being the ultimate Major League Baseball player that he was, professional football player was, I'm surprised he hadn't taken the time to sit Shedeur, his son, down and explain to him how the NFL works. And a long, prosperous career as a player in the NFL takes dedication and hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into that. I'm surprised Deion has not sit down and explain that to his son. I mean, just ask Vince Young about it.
Yeah.
Ask Vince Young, who had all the talent in the world, but wasn't willing to get into the playbook and wasn't willing to put in the hours and the dedication it takes to be one of 32 men on this planet to be a starting quarterback for an NFL team, a successful starting quarterback for an NFL team. So, all right, I'm going to get off my stump now. So, by the way, for anybody who cares, the Tennessee Titans 0-4 play at Arizona 3:05 on Sunday. 2-2. Arizona is a 7.5-point favorite. So, we're up against our second break. This is the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. Don't go anywhere. We've got Magic 8-Ball picks on the other side of this break. Be right back.
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, 3 common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
We all live very busy lives. Sometimes we just need a break. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra pair of hands to help out? Let me introduce you to New Dawn Cleaning Service. No job is too big or too small because they do it all, from residential to commercial. They offer standard cleaning, construction cleaning, carpet shampooing, and window cleaning. Whether you are looking for a one-time service or regular scheduled cleaning plan, New Dawn is ready to help. With years of experience, you can relax, kick back, and call New Dawn Cleaning Service at 615-977-6901.
This is David Usselton with Usselton Automotive, located in Columbia, Tennessee. We service all foreign and domestic vehicles. We take pride in our work, and we don't cut corners. We offer a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty and loan our cars with almost every repair. We are located at 1201 South High Street in Columbia, Tennessee. You can reach us at 931-215-1765 or find more information at usseltons.com.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
Columbia Foodland is a locally owned and operated family grocery store with a full line of dry, dairy, frozen, meat, and produce items. We focus on keeping the freshest hand-cut meat and produce items daily with the most competitive prices in town. We offer weekly ad specials as well as in-store weekly specials throughout the store. Located at 427 West 7th Street in Columbia in the former Harris Foodland location. Columbia Foodland. We are here and ready to serve the wonderful people of Columbia and the surrounding areas.
This is Hal Landers, owner of Landers Insurance Agency. We are an independent agency representing the famous Erie Insurance Group. Landers Insurance Agency has been committed to providing great rates and great service since 2002. Whether it's home and auto or business or life insurance, we've got you covered. 24/7 in-house claim service, we've got that too. Visit Landers Insurance at 514 North Garden Street, Columbia. Call us at 931-380-2003. Our website is landersinsuranceagency.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Office space available in beautiful downtown Columbia. Kennedy Broadcasting Company, WKRM and WKOM, has 3 offices for rent in its downtown building. Each office is approximately 18 by 18, and each includes a closet-type storage area. Included are utilities, Wi-Fi, and communal break area. Contact Station Manager Clayton Harris at 931-626-3131.
And welcome back to the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. I am Drake in the press box high above Mount Pleasant High School Tiger Field in Mount Pleasant High School Tiger Stadium.
I thought you said Tiger State.
Tiger Stadium.
Tiger
no.
State.
And you know what? This is one stadium that needs a name. It hasn't been named after anybody. Every other high school stadium field in Murray County has been named after somebody, a great legend there from that high school. No. I have nothing to do. Believe me. No. I'm just saying, and I'm sure. I think from what I understand, that conversation has been started. So last night's Thursday night football game was a good one on Jeff Bezos' network. It was a great game as the depleted 49ers. And when I say depleted, I mean Brock Purdy did not start. Their quarterback, Brandon Ayuk, is out. George Kittle is out. Jawan Jennings is out. Ricky Pearsall is out. They had 2 defensive linemen out. I mean, and so the Rams playing at home in SoFi Stadium, they're favored. Vegas got them favored by 8.5 points. No problem, right? Well, forget about that. 49ers defensive lineman, rookie, former second round pick from Texas, Alfred Collins, punched the ball from the Rams, Kyron Williams, Rams running back, hands on the 1-yard line with 1 minute remaining in regulation to preserve what at that time was a victory with 1 minute left. However, the 49ers could not get a first down. The Rams had 3 timeouts, so the 49ers had to kick from the back of their end zone. The Rams get the ball back. They get the ball down in field goal range, kick a field goal in overtime to get to overtime. So it's 23-23 going into overtime. The 49ers get the ball. They go down the field and kick a field goal, so the Rams get the ball back. They drive down the field to the 49ers' 10-yard line, and it's 4th and 1. And guess what happens? The Rams, instead of kicking the field goal and tying the ball game up in overtime, they decide they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 at the 49ers' 10. They don't make it, and the ball game's over. And the 49ers pull off the upset and the victory at SoFi Stadium, 26-23. All right, let's talk about Magic 8 Ball for this weekend. Picks, because we've got a lot to get to. National League and American League Division Series winners. These are series winners that the 8 Ball likes. He likes the underdogs. He likes Detroit plus 145 in that series against Seattle. Game 1 will be tomorrow in Seattle. And the only thing the Magic 8 Ball is worried about is game 1 tomorrow. Is about Detroit playing the 3 games against Cleveland, winning that series, and then traveling all the way west,
right,
and then playing Seattle first game. That's what the Magic 8 Ball is, and that's the only reason that Detroit is an underdog in this series, because of that scenario. Game 1. Okay, but Magic 8 Ball says, don't worry, take Detroit plus 145 in the series and parlay that with the Toronto Blue Jays plus 132 in their series. They've been sitting at home waiting on the Yankees to show up. They won the division. They won the American League East. Take Toronto plus, and the only reason I think, and I talked to the Magic 8 Ball about this, the only reason that Toronto is an underdog is because they're playing the Evil Empire, right? Even though the Evil Empire did not win their division. Toronto did. And the Evil Empire had to play a 3-game series against their hated rival Boston, and they're going to be a little out of breath. So that's what I'm saying. Toronto and Detroit in the series. If you parlay those two together to win their series, Detroit and Toronto, $25 will turn into $142.
Nice.
If both of them win those series and move on to the ALC Championship, right? That's the American League Championship Series, right?
Yep.
Okay, tonight, college football. Take Delaware -2.5 over Western Kentucky. Charlotte, San Jose State, -2.5 against New Mexico. By the way, New Mexico State put it all over. I can't remember who they played last night, but they beat the fire out of.
Ooh, you scared me there on that one.
No, they beat the fire out of somebody last night, 37-10.
But I'd say, didn't they beat UCLA a couple of weeks ago?
I think so. UCLA is ass.
They're terrible.
They're about like the Titans.
And Nico's still there.
Do you know what the UCLA Bruins and Nico and Cam Ward and the Titans? Do you know what they all have in common?
Other than they're terrible. I mean, they're a terrible football team. I don't know.
They're both 0-4, and they sook.
Yes, they do.
They sook bad.
Yeah, I mean they're no good. Terrible product.
West Virginia tonight +18.5. The Magic 8 Ball likes West Virginia against number 23 BYU. Rich Rod has to make a stand at some point, doesn't he? I mean,
they got a big win, a few weeks ago at home. They upset somebody, but yeah, they've had a couple of bad losses since then.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, the Magic 8 Ball like Pittsburgh this past weekend. They break out to a 17-point lead and end up losing the game, I think, to – was it West Virginia? It wasn't West Virginia, like Syracuse or somebody anyway. But anyway, Colorado State tonight is +5.5 points against San Diego State. Take the Rams, Colorado State, okay? Saturday's action. Wake Forest, after getting royally screwed this past weekend against Georgia Tech by a no call, obvious offsides call at the end of the game by Georgia Tech, which was not called.
It's the ACC. Why would we saw this on display last year with Miami?
So you're saying the referees are cheating to keep an ACC team undefeated, like an ACC team like Georgia Tech undefeated? They are deliberately that linesman on his side of the field is deliberately missing a deliberate offsides by Georgia Tech to keep them perfect. That's a conspiracy theory that you're going to put out here.
I'm going to tell you right now, the replay of officials, wherever their headquarters is at, 100% last year, for sure, was a conspiracy to keep Miami undefeated. Now, this other guy either was not paying attention and doing his job. There's no excuse for it.
You know how they had the retired officials up in the booth, and they say, hey, Mike, take a look at this right here and see what you think about it. He looked at the offsides by Georgia Tech when the ball was snapped, and his words out of his mouth was, that official is not going to enjoy the film, looking back on that film at all. And, so I hope he gets his ass fired.
Yeah,
but anyway,
if you're a line judge, you have one job.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. It's
you
not
got
that hard.
One job.
You're looking straight down the line.
Yeah. Movement either way.
That's right. It's not even as hard as being on the offensive line or defensive line and having to turn your head and watch the ball. You're just squared up and looking right down the line, and you still screw it up.
Yeah.
Wake Forest +5.5. Take Maryland +5.5 this weekend. I think they're going to pull the upset. Over in the Alabama-Vanderbilt game, over 55. What about Boise State in an upset over the Irish? Boise State's getting 20.5. They've been playing much better lately. I think they might slip up on the Irish and pull the upset. And also, Arkansas State, Butch Jones, brick by brick, is getting 13.5 at home against Texas State. I say they pull the upset this weekend. Also, we're going to take Texas -4.5. Sorry about you, Clayton.
Man.
Alabama -12.5 over Vanderbilt. That line's been jumping up. That's a good reason to take Alabama -12.5. Florida State +4.5. That game is going to be decided by a field goal one way or the other. Texas Tech at Houston. Take Texas Tech. minus the 11 points. And in the NFL this weekend, TD scores. Take Stephon Diggs. He's going back to the Buffalo Bills as the New England Patriots. He's going back. He's going to score. Take Sean Tucker for the Tampa Bay. He's a running back for Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving's out. And take the Vikings defense against brand new Dylan Gabriel in the wakey eggs and bakey game, 8:30 Sunday morning. And we might make a little change and save it all for Christmas, Thanksgiving, who knows. We are about to sign off. Come see us at Mount Pleasant tonight. This has been the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. For the Claw, Slim D, I'm Drake. We'll talk to you Monday.